What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Coolest Yanks podcast. It's your boy Logan.
What's up, y'all? It's Jake.
Doing something a little bit different. Well, similar to last week. We put out last Wednesday. We put out the Arsenal review. This week we are coming out with the Chelsea review. Obviously, coming out on Wednesday evening is when we'll be releasing this. But yeah, we wanted to hop on here. I'm kind of the mediator. I'm setting everything up, but Jake's here to tell us how the season went, give us his player ratings and all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, how you feeling about the season from the Blues?
Overall, I'll say I'm happy. I don't think anybody can be mad or upset with winning the Champions League. That's quite the accomplishment. Even though we made it to an FA Cup final, lost again, that definitely hurts, especially to a team that I feel like we definitely should have beat, but we played terrible that game.
You're being modest. I'd be fucking lit. You made top four and you won the Champions League, so
yeah. Well, it's like we made top four, but it just kind of like cancels out since we won the Champions League.
Yeah, true. You didn't really need to make top four then.
So, but yeah, no, I'm happy with how the season ended. It sucks because we started out really bad under Lampard, and I'm not just gonna shit on Lampard the whole time because I'm gonna get into a few things that I liked what he did, but for the most part, I just don't think that he was the right man for the job.
Just seemed like too early in his managerial career.
Yeah, and he also just like some of the people that he played in certain positions, it's like he tried things that just didn't work, and I don't know, he just like couldn't find the groove. So first half of the season, wasn't that great. But then, sacked Lampard, Tuchel came in, and I mean, we fucking took off. And he found the right formation. He was playing, for the most part, the right guys, and he turned it around, got top four, won the Champions League. So, yeah, it was a good season overall. But I guess starting for the player ratings, I'll go with starters, and I'll start in the back, and then I'll work my way up, and then I'll get into some guys that, were substitutes, didn't play all the time.
All right, actually, let's go ahead and start. Let's start with the goalkeepers. That's how me and Sling did it with Arsenal ratings. Let's go goalkeeper up, and we'll just run through all the players in each position. So we'll start off with the starter, Edouard Mendy. What are you giving him for this season?
Dude, so that was a big question mark for me coming into the season. Was our goalkeeper? Were we going to try to put our trust back in Kepa, which I did not want personally. I'm so done with Kepa. I'm ready for him to be gone. But enough about him. Mendy. I'm gonna give him like an 8, and I'll say this for the most part. He was lights out. He's got really good reflexes. He saves shots that are hit hard and put in good spots. I think there were like 2 or 3 big mistakes that he made throughout the season that I watched. There was both times he was trying to come out and be like a sweeper keeper kind of deal, and he just...
It's probably new for him.
Yeah, and he ended up missing the ball, and one time he absolutely took out, I think it was Calvert-Lewin or...
I think I know. I think it was Calvert-Lewin. I know who you're talking about.
He obliterated that man, and he was like, I didn't do anything, but no, he destroyed him, gave a PK, and then didn't save it. And then I think it happened again against maybe West Ham or somebody, where he tried to slide in and take the ball off of his foot, but he missed, and dude ended up dribbling around him and just scoring an easy goal. But other than that, I thought he was solid all season. Even I think we had one of the better defenses in the Premier League.
I think y'all were second after Man City.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be like Man City's gonna be like first in everything. But yeah, I was very impressed with him all season. I think he's gonna be our goalkeeper number 1 going into next season as well. So yeah, I give him an 8.
And he's still pretty, especially for goalkeeper years, he's pretty young.
Yeah, he is. Plus, it seems like the teammates, like him, respond to him well, so that's always good. Whereas, Kepa, on the other hand, you can even hear audio because there's no fans this year. There were multiple times where fucking players will just yell at Kepa to do shit, and he just looks like kind of
deer in the headlights.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just
all right. Well, speaking of Kepa Arrizabalaga, what are you giving all the Spaniard for this season? Dude. I guess because he didn't play as many games as last season, by default he didn't make as many mistakes. But I don't know what you're giving him.
I don't know. It's like whenever he's in games, I go into it thinking, well, we're probably not going to win this, especially if we go down early. Um, I don't know, man. I'm probably giving him like a 5. Uh, I just don't feel confident whenever I see him in goal. Shit, against y'all, we all know what happened, which I'm not putting that on Kepa. Jorginho hit it right at our goal, and then Kepa did what he could to keep it out. But it's just like there's no confidence when he's in goal. Even the teammates don't respond to him well. I don't like seeing him in goal. I know we overpaid for him,
Oh yeah.
and I just honestly I want him gone.
I don't know if he's worth 7.2 million, nonetheless 72 million.
Yeah. So yeah, I give him probably a 5,
All right.
5.5.
And last but not least, at the goalkeeper position, Willie Caballero. What are you giving old Willie this
Dude,
season?
I
Obviously,
think
like 1.5 is the average. So if you really don't have a rating for him, then I guess 5 is.
yeah, he had one appearance this season, and
Did y'all get the win in that game though?
oh fuck, dude, I don't even know. I don't even remember.
Because if you did, he has a 100% win rate.
Yeah, so dude, I guess that's a 10 if
Yeah.
we won that, but if we
Player of the
lost, probably a
season?
0. Nah, I mean, he played one game. I give him a 5.
Old as hell. I'm surprised he's still even playing. I'm pretty sure he's in his 40s now.
Dude, he's 39.
39.
Good
You know.
God. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the defenders. We'll start at the fullback position. Let's start at left back. Ben Chilwell.
I uh I was hesitant a little with Chilwell in the beginning, but we were also just kind of playing poor overall as a team, so maybe that was it. But I thought throughout the season he was phenomenal. He's also very good on the attack. He whips in balls. He also finishes shots. What was the game where he dribbled around the goalkeeper and slotted it away? Was it
Porto.
Porto? That's right.
The
Yeah.
second goal on that first leg.
So yeah, he's pretty damn clinical when he's finishing. His defending is pretty good. He doesn't have the best pace for a left wing back, but I mean he makes up for it because he's just really smart. I'm probably I give him a 7 because I think he's solidified himself in that starting left back spot, which I don't think he really has too much competition right now. But yeah, no, I thought he was solid.
I think that's fair because from like a neutral, well, not really a neutral. I don't really like Chelsea to be fair, so I can't really say neutral. But from a non-Chelsea fan watching, I thought that his start of the season was like kind of average,
Yeah.
and I thought he finished the season strong. So I think a 7 is probably a fair rating.
Mm.
Another left back. Let's go with Marcus Alonso.
Marcus Alonso. So we ended up moving him around a little bit. I think we played him at like a defensive mid in a couple of games, but yeah, his main position is like that left wing back, which he's 30 years old. He's lost his pace. With that being said,
I think he's all right if Tuchel wants to play that back three. I think he fits that left wing back role. But if you put him in a back four, I don't think he's good enough defensively. And I also think he's like just like mentally, like he doesn't have the defensive awareness that you need to play in that spot. But in back three, as a left wing back, he's all right.
Yeah, and because we have that back three, it allowed him to attack more, which he actually finished the season with a couple of goals, and both of them were actually like kind of bangers. Like they were nice.
Yeah, he scores good goals.
So yeah, going forward, he's kind of a weapon, and I like having that, especially since we didn't have a player that really took over our goal scoring. The person with the most goals was Jorginho, and he's a defensive mid, and that's because of penalties. So yeah, if we can have guys that are up on the attack and can put away goals, even at a left wing back, I'm all for it. Overall for him, I'd probably give him like a 6.5 at most, just because he didn't play that much.
Can't do halves. Can't do halves.
Oh, can't do halves.
Gotta pick.
Fuck,
Gotta pick and choose. But you gave Chilwell a 7 though, so you kind of have to. You gonna give him the same as Chilwell?
Nah. Yeah, I'll go 6 because he really didn't do anything that made me question.
I mean, 6 is still it's above average, so yeah. I mean, that's not a bad rating or anything.
Because I thought he was solid when he played.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, he's definitely not the starting left wing back. So I give him a 6.
All right, final left back, Emerson Palmieri, obviously just known as Emerson.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't watch much of him. I did watch him when
He
he
scored
scored
that
that goal
against Atletico Madrid.
assisted from Pulisic, right?
Yeah,
On that counter. So that was cool. But other than that, I mean, I don't even. God, he didn't really play that much. I mean, the goal was cool, but I'm
but
probably
just
giving.
like standard five.
Yeah, I give him a 5.
All right, moving over to right back. Y'all really only have like what, one out and out right back,
Well, I
unless
mean,
Aspilicueta plays
Aspili,
there,
yeah, you can have him as like that, but he also
and
played like that
also
right center back.
Adoy kind of played that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but let's start off with the main guy, Reece James.
Oh my god, dude. I fucking love Reece James. I thought I know he is our starter from here on out unless he just I don't even know like loses brain cells and
Gets
starts
cancer.
sucking. Yeah, that too. That'd probably suck. But no, dude. I thought he was lights out the whole season. That man had fucking Raheem Sterling in his goddamn pocket most of the time when we played him. To be fair, Sterling didn't have the best year, but I mean, he was lights out against him in the final. Uh, there were a few times where I saw Reece James just get legitimately beat. Um, he's physical, he's got pace, and then even going forward attacking, he whips in balls, he makes runs. I think he had 1 goal, 2 assists, which isn't a lot, but just having that option going forward is nice. And I think his defending is fantastic. For me, dude, I give him like a see. I want to go like 8, but I feel like that might be a little too generous. But then I can't do 7.5, and I don't think he was a 7. I'm gonna go 8 because I think he was one of our bright spots the whole year. So yeah,
All right. Let's go ahead and we'll cover Odoi now too, even though it lists him here as a attacker. I know under Tuchel he's playing wing back. So what are you giving Cho this season?
dude. Oh my god, it was a struggle watching him when he came in the game. Like he has the potential to be really good in my opinion, but like because he kind of took a back seat behind Ziyech, behind James, like I don't think he was very happy that he wasn't getting as much playing time. So when he did get in, I noticed he was like selfish and he tried to create stuff and he ended up giving away possession a lot. He's not the best defender because naturally he's more of an attacking winger. Um, dude, I don't really rate Hudson Odoi. And to be fair, he's 20. He's still young. He's got time to learn. But this season was not a fan. He had 10 appearances, and I think he came on as subs quite a lot.
You know what's rough is to think this time last year, didn't Bayern want to sign him for like 40 or 50 million, and y'all could have sold him, and then he ended up playing 10 games.
Yeah, so
Yikes.
that sucks.
I think he still has value because I think people still do rate him because you can see his natural ability,
Yeah,
and also just the fact that he's English like ups the price by like 1.5 times the actual value, maybe even 2 times the actual
yeah.
value. But
Once again, he's 20. Like
yeah,
he's young as fuck. But this season, dude, I'm not gonna say 5 because he did contribute a little bit. I'm gonna give him a 6, dude. I just did not like when he was in, and the I don't know the what's it called the not quality. Fuck. I can't think of the word, but the output was not there
yeah.
when he was in, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like him at right wing. I didn't like him at right wing back.
All right, let's move on to the center backs. We'll start off with a guy that's kind of a tweener that we were just talking about a little bit earlier, Cesar Azpilicueta.
So he is also getting up there in age, especially for a wingback. He's 31. Um, I don't fucking care, dude. He played so fucking good all season. They played him at that right wingback spot sometimes, but they also played him as that third center back on the right side, which I think I like him
That's his
playing
best
that.
position, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like.
think he plays lights out there. Um, I'm gonna. See, he had 24 appearances. He had a goal, 2 assists. Um, I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him a 7. I think that's solid. He was solid all year. He's scrappy, especially for somebody his size. He's not the biggest center back in the world, but he's really fucking smart,
Hmm.
and I think that position suits him very well, better than right wing back, especially now that we have James there. So I give him a 7. I think he was solid.
Another experienced, smart, intelligent center back. A new first season in Royal Blue. Thiago Silva,
Dude, my man is aging like fine wine.
36 years old.
Oh god, dude. He so yeah, I was a little skeptical, and I think you were too when you saw that we signed him. I was like, oh shit, Thiago Silva. I was like, that's kind of cool. And you were like, he's 36, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. But dude, I thought he played phenomenal all season, except against West Brom when that man got a red card and we
Yeah,
ended
it's
up
kind of
losing like
retarded.
6-2. But other than that, man, I thought he was like spectacular. At his age, he still runs pretty decent. He's not the fastest guy, but he's so smart. He doesn't make too many mistakes. He's a wall at the back line. And if I could, I I want to again I want to give him like a 7.5, but I think I'm also going to go with 7. I think he was right there with Aspili. Both of them were just great at the back line.
All right. Antonio Rudiger.
All right, so
Kind of a mixed bag from him.
yeah,
Tale of two halves for sure.
yeah, and I do want to get into this because at the beginning of the season, Zuma was looking like he was going to be that center back number 1 pairing along with Thiago Silva,
Mm.
especially under Lampard, which we were talking about kind of like a German bias with Tuchel a little bit, how he plays a bunch of the German guys like Kai and especially Timo. And then I was like, oh yeah, Rudiger too, because he's German. And I was like, damn, maybe that's why he's been playing so much. And maybe that's why or wait, no, Zuma's French. I'm retarded. Never mind. But yeah, no, Zuma was our guy in the beginning of the season, and then Rudiger came on, and I thought he played much better than Zuma. He had, what was it, 19 appearances, which Zuma did have more, but oh my God, was Rudiger good. Especially in the final, what was that last ditch tackle against Foden? That was game saving, in my
Mhm.
opinion. And Rudiger is also a little shithouse. He likes to instigate, and he also plays a little dirty, which, I'm okay with having a little bit of an edge and trying to get underneath people's skin because it's a tactic that you can use. Now, there is a point where dirty goes a little too far when you start injuring people.
Breaking people's faces like he did
Yeah,
to De Bruyne.
that's a little too much. But dude, honestly, overall, um, I thought he came on and replaced Zuma, and I thought that was the right choice by Tuchel, especially because Zuma just kind of. I don't know, man. He started off pretty good, and then he started doing some dumb shit and not playing as well. So I agree with making him the starter over Zuma, and I'm going to give Rudiger a 7 as well. I think our entire back line of center backs right there gets 7s because they were solid for most of the year.
Speaking of Zuma, we'll just easy transition. What are you giving him for this season?
I'm going to go with a 6, dude. Ah, Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 6. I don't think he did as well as any of those other 3 guys on the back line. Even though he had more appearances than Rudiger, and he actually had 5 goals, so that was nice. And most of the time it's off of corners because that man has absolute bunnies. But other than that, I don't know. His defending is just average. I think it was against y'all when he was playing, and he passed it to Jorginho when he really shouldn't have because
I'm
Jorginho
pretty
had
sure
a
that
dude
was him.
right
Yeah.
on his back. Like he just does shit like that where it's like, why would you make that pass or why would you do why would you step up on the? I don't know. It was just kind of frustrating watching some of the stuff that he would do because it would just get us in bad positions. So I'm gonna stick with a 6 for him.
All right. Last but not least, maybe but least to be honest with you, but last and in the defensive slot at the center back position, Andreas Christensen.
Okay, so please show respect. I fucking rate
Last but
Christensen.
least.
I rate the fuck out of him because he only had 15 appearances. Uh, I actually didn't even know who he was. Hadn't really heard of him that much, and we brought him on. I can't remember against what team it was, but he came on and played fucking lights out. and he kind of proved himself. So then he got in the lineup more, and I thought he was phenomenal. He's 25 years old. He didn't have any goals or assists, but I think his defending is solid. He even played against Man City in the final. He had a nice block in the box against, I don't remember who it was.
I think it might have been Sterling.
Yeah, and I thought he actually played very well. Once again, though, is he a starter? No, not in my opinion. But I think if Silva goes down, or Rudiger goes down, or Azpili goes down, I think bringing him in, I'm confident, and that's what I like. So I'm gonna go with a 6 for him. And the only reason I'm not giving him a 7 is just because he didn't play as much, and I don't think he's as good as our starters.
All right, that's it for the defense. Moving along, moving into the midfield. We'll start with like kind of the holding mid spots. Let's start off with the club's leading goal scorer this season, Jorginho.
Jorginho. So I think he he controls the game very well. For the most part, he makes smart passes, but as you very well know, he made a very costly one against y'all that ended up losing us the game. But other than that, he doesn't make too many mistakes. I have seen games where he'll get ripped trying to make something happen, and it's frustrating because it's like, dude, just get rid of the ball. Like, you're not as athletic. You're not going to create a lot of stuff. You're just there to distribute the ball, to hold possession, and to defend. And those are the things that he's very good at. I think as long as he does those things, he's a very good player. Even at 29, he's really not that old, but I think he played pretty good the whole year. I'm going to give him a 7 solely based because he was our top goal scorer. I think if he would have had like 2-3 goals, I give him a 6. But because he had those goals and converted on a lot of those penalties, I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was solid all year, and the reason that I think that he is also very good at his position, and we'll just kind of transition, is because he has Conte right fucking next to him. Mm-hmm. And so we'll go into Conte. Dude, lights out. I think he's the best defensive midfielder. Well, I say defensive midfielder because that's what he plays, but that man is a box-to-box midfielder. I think, in my opinion, this season, he was the best in the fucking world. The whole season, the man did not stop running. He took the ball off of people's feet so much, and if he lost the ball, which is rare, he gets it right fucking back, because I swear he has like a personal vendetta. If he loses the ball, he's like, I gotta get it back.
Some people do say that, unfortunately, Granit Xhaka outdueled him multiple times this season, God. Which is true. But, I mean, outside of those games, yeah, Conte played very well. Some people also say that Mohamed El-Neni also outdueled him at the bridge. Wow. And, some people are correct, but you got to give it to Conte. He was good besides those games.
Yeah.
He just can't do it against Arsenal for whatever reason.
Dude. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to spoil. I'm not giving anybody 10s on our team. I don't think anybody deserves a 10. But I'm going to give Conte. I'm tempted to give him a 9, man. But yeah. I'm going to give. No. Fuck, dude. This is hard. I'm going to give Conte an 8.
Damn, you're rating Conte the same as, like...
Fuck. I don't know.
You're giving Conte the same rating as Mendy and Reece James?
I'm going to go 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're being disrespectful right there.
I know. Let me chill. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I'm going to give him a 9 because...
you just say he was the best defensive mid in the world this season, and then you give him a fucking 8.
Yeah. Well, so... I know he's a defensive mid. He didn't have any goals. He had 2 assists. But yeah, I mean, I honestly would compare him to, like, we talk about McKinney a lot on the podcast, and how he just has that insane engine and just runs the whole fucking game. I literally think that that's Conte, and Conte is better than McKinney. But yeah, I give him a 9, dude. He was phenomenal the whole fucking season.
All right, Mateo Kovacic.
Dude, I'm iffy on him because he started out the season kind of as like that as a starter, really. Like he played a lot of games, and then he kind of fell off near the end of the season. But he did get hurt, so he didn't play a lot because of that. And then when he came back, we kind of already had our solid starters, and we knew who was good at each position. And Tuchel had his thing going, but I don't know, man. He's solid for the most part. He makes good passes. I just think he's kind of just average. Um, I'm probably gonna give him like I'm gonna give him a 6. I think if he wouldn't have gotten hurt, who knows? He might have had a better season, but I'm gonna go with a 6 for him. He just didn't really show me
So
much.
this is where like I actually like really rate Kovacic. I like from watching when I watch him play, I feel like him and Conte should work really well because I see Kovacic on the ball and he's like really fucking good on the ball, like dribbling, he'll dribble past guys, he's good in possession, and then you're like, okay, well then Conte could be that defensive mid. But like you said earlier, Conte's not really just only a defensive mid, he kind of runs up and down the pitch.
Yeah,
And I guess that's maybe why him and Kovacic don't work together. But I feel like I don't know. I think Kovacic is a good player. But yeah, he did have like a. I thought he was one of y'all's better players earlier in the season, and
yeah,
then like you said, he had the injury, and then he never really made an impact in the latter stages of the season. So I
yeah.
don't
And
know
it
because he was
sucks.
like one of y'all's best players last season too, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it sucks because I'm a little biased because like obviously I'm going
You
to
just hate
favor.
Croatians.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
fucking hate him. No, let me chill. Um, I'm gonna be more biased because it's like I enjoyed the latter half of the season because we're winning more and we got into the top four and we found out our squad that we could go with that is going to produce for the most part every game. And it's like he wasn't a part of it, but yeah, he did play. He was pretty good in the beginning of the season. And I don't know, maybe I just like forgot about it since we kind of
Recency
sucked.
bias.
Yeah, so
All
yeah.
right. Lastly, in that kind of holding mid or 6 and 8 spots, Billy Gilmore, old Scottish lad.
Billy Gilmore. So he had 3 appearances all year. Um, so it's gonna be tough to really like judge him based off of that. But he's 19, super fucking young. He's got a lot of potential in my opinion because he doesn't play like scared when he comes in. Which for a younger guy, you would think like they're just gonna kind of pass it around and try not to make mistakes. But I watch him play every now and then, and he's really not that bad, and he likes trying to create some things here and there, but he knows his role in the midfield. Um, then again, didn't play much. I'm probably I give him a 5 just because he didn't really do a lot. There were no goals, no assists. Played 3 games. I can't give him any more than that based off of what he showed me this year.
All right, moving on to the attacking mid spot. Let's start off with Mason Mount.
All right, so I thought he was our best player the whole year. That being said, once again, I was like, I'm not going to give anybody a 10. I'm giving him a 9. He had 6 goals, 5 assists, had 32 appearances, which is the most in our club this season. Yeah, it was.
He's a
But
Premier League, by the way,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And dude, I just whenever he was on the ball, he can make shit happen. He's a really good passer. He has I won't say clinical finishing, but it's like if he has a one-on-one or somebody on his hip, I'm not gonna be like, oh, there's no way he's making this. It's like I at least think like, yeah, he's got a chance of making this. So, oh yeah, also set pieces, he's very good at it. Free kicks, I think he should be our guy. Uh, I would say corners. I like him taking the ball, but also I don't know, man. I kind of want him like out there to be able to try and score. Uh, So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 9, dude. He was phenomenal all year, and especially this was what I wanted to get to about Lampard was he kind of solidified that he was going to be playing, and he believed in Mount. Uh, I think he gave him. I don't remember if did he give him the captain's ban a few times when he was still
He might
our
have, yeah.
manager.
I feel like
Uh,
Mount is definitely captain Hill once or
yeah,
twice at least.
He was man of the match 4 times. He played lights out the whole year, and I think he shows the most passion on the pitch too. Uh, even when we're losing, it's like you can tell he's pissed. He's trying to win, and I think he showed that more than anybody on the entire pitch. I rate Mason Mount phenomenal talent, and he's 22. He's got so much time, and so yeah, I give him a 9.
All right. Hakeem Ziyech.
All right, so I was not impressed with his first few games. Um, he had opportunities to score and he didn't put it away. He's a great passer. I'll give him that. He's spectacular at passing, which is what he did really well at Ajax. Um, he's another guy that I wouldn't mind being a set piece guy because he's a lefty, so he can have that different curve, whereas Mount's a righty. Um, he did show up a little bit in the later half of the season. He had a few goals. He even had one against, was it Man City in that semifinal, I want to say, for the FA Cup?
Yeah, he was the one that scored that y'all's lone goal in the FA
Yeah,
Cup.
yeah, that's right. So he did show up in some games, but he only had 2 goals, 3 assists. Uh, he did only have 15 appearances. So I'm not going to go like insanely low on him, but I do think that he needs to like show up more next year. I'm gonna give him like a. I'm gonna give him. Should I give him a 5? I feel like that's
Yes.
yeah, probably a 5. Yeah, I just need to see more, man. Like especially if you're gonna be playing that right wing position, like you got to produce more. So yeah, 5 for me.
All right. Finally, in this last person in this position, although he played a little bit even further forward near the end of the season, is Kai Havertz, the match winner for the Champions League final.
Yeah, so I like Kai Havertz. He had 18 appearances for us in the Prem, and 4 goals, 3 assists. It took him a while to kind of find his groove, but I think that like when he did, he's a really good player. For the most part, oh God, it hurts me to say this because I know multiple times where he didn't, but for the most part, his finishing is not bad. And I can think of when he played Arsenal and had a one-on-one and skied that bitch into the damn upper deck. But I think we all know he had the goal against Man City in the final. That was our lone goal that ended up getting us the win. Very poised, had to catch up to the ball, take it around Ederson, and then slot it away. So he definitely has that that poise about him, and I think that he could be our striker or kind of like a false 9, in my opinion. I think is what would suit him best. But I'm probably going to give him. I'm going to give him a 7 because I think he has a few things to improve on. Um, one being he needs to become more clinical, especially if he's going to play at that striker spot. Uh, and he's 21, he's young, so he's got a lot of time. Like we have a bunch of young guys that have time to improve. And I think we're going to see a lot next season as to if he's going to move forward or if he's going to regress a little bit. So I'm going to give him, what did I say, 7?
7, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.
All right, moving on to the forwards, but we'll start off with somebody that kind of also plays that number 10 role. He started to play it under Thomas Tuchel, and that's our guy, Christian Pulisic.
All right, so I got to put away my US/Chelsea
10.
buy. Yeah, fucking 11. No. I I do think Pulisic gets more hate than he deserves. Um, he had 4 goals and 2 assists in the Premier League, and he had I don't even know how many goals and assists he had in like tournament play, but he shows up in big games, in my opinion.
I think he had 10 combined across all competitions. So
Yeah, which I mean, I think that's pretty solid. Once again, 22.
well, for someone, yeah, that didn't play a ton
Yeah, he had.
of games.
I think he had 18 appearances in the Premier League. But yeah, he's 22. He's still young. And I don't know, man. People just like shit on him for like anything that he does wrong. And like you got to remember, like this dude is young, and he's a playmaker. Like he makes shit happen with his feet. He passes the ball very well. He's smart too for how young he is. I think, in my opinion, I think he's our best winger, in my opinion.
I
Even
think
on
people forget, like you keep saying how he's young. I think people genuinely forget that because he's had like a pretty high spotlight on him because even though, yes, soccer or football is not the biggest sport in the U.S., but he's been kind of labeled as like that
he's our
hope.
golden
Yeah,
boy.
our golden boy in the U.S. for the last 5 years, and he came on because of that. It reaches a national stage or an international stage as well, and so for 5 years, people have been hearing about this guy named Christian Pulisic, and he played a few years at Dortmund, played I think like three and a half, 4 seasons there before moving to Chelsea, and he's on like his sixth season as a professional now, and people were like, oh, okay, he must be like 25, 26 now. And he's getting to that, like, oh, he's getting to his prime. But yeah, like you said, he's still only 22 years old.
Yeah, like he's the same age as us. Like we all need to relax a little bit. He's got plenty of time to keep developing. But yeah, no, like, and the thing that is going to give his rating higher than probably other people would rate him is that he is one of the only people on Chelsea that I see that if there are two guys in front of him, I have confidence that he could find a way to get by them. Where you ask me anybody else, I say no, it's not going to happen. He's so skillful with the ball at his feet. His finishing is just not what it should be, especially with how many chances he gets. He definitely should be putting the ball away more. That being said, I think I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him a 7 for this season. Um, I think he was solid. I think he definitely could have been better, but I definitely don't think that he deserves like a 5. Like I saw some people giving him like 4 or 5s, like
Yeah,
for
well,
how
that's
he
because
did this
Aretha
season.
Balaguer on Twitter just has a personal vendetta
Yeah,
against him.
like
So.
I don't know, man. It's
Some people,
insane.
I genuinely think that some people hate him because he's American. Like that's
Yeah,
not just me saying. Like I think that some people hate that. Like there's this idea that oh, the one thing we've had because the U.S. in the Olympics, which is like a bunch of sports, we dominate. We're a very good country from an athletic standpoint, and I think that what people like places like England and these footballing nations, they could always say, oh yeah, well at least you fucking suck at football. But now we're starting to get some good players, and one of them being Pulisic. And I think some of them they just don't like the fact that Americans are getting good at football. And it's just weird to me. It's kind of like off topic, but like they complain about Americans not knowing shit about football and you don't know anything. But then when we finally have good players and we're interested in it, like it's like oh yeah, fuck you, you're just an American. So I don't know, it's weird, but I think there is some American bias, and I also think that some people like really rate Callum
yeah,
Hudson-Odoi, and because of that, they think they have to shit on Pulisic in order to prop up him. Just weird. I don't understand fan bases that hate on individual players to prop up another player on the exact same fucking team. Like that just doesn't make sense. Arsenal fans do the same shit. Like, it's just weird things that some footballing fans do. I don't understand why they do it. To be honest with you.
yeah. So I think he definitely could have been better, but I'm gonna stick with a 7.
All right, moving on to strikers. Let's start with. We're gonna save the best for last. So let's start with. Let's start with Tammy Abraham.
uh, so dude, this one sucks because like he had 6 goals and an assist, and you think like, oh, he was only 1 goal behind our leading goal scorer, but like outside of that, he just does not show me anything. And the thing is, like some of those 6 goals are just kind of like tap-ins. Like it's not like he's scoring bangers from the edge of the box or
Yeah,
something.
he
It's
seems like
just
kind of that dude that like instinctively, like from a goal scoring standpoint, he's decent.
yeah,
But to play at a club like Chelsea, you have to be able to do a lot more things than that. And that's like where I'm at Arsenal with us with a Eddie and Kedia. I think they're really similar. Obviously, Abraham's like 6'4", and Kedia is not as big. He's like 6 feet.
dude, Abraham's
But
like fucking like 6'7".
yeah, they're a little bit different, like stature wise. But the way that they play, like they're instinctive in front of goal and decent finishers. But at some point, that can't be the only thing you do well. Like
Yeah,
you can go and do that at what Crystal Palace, and that'd be all right, but not at a club like Chelsea.
yeah. He just I don't know, man. He just doesn't show me much outside of the fact that he can like finish shots that anyone on the team should be
Mhm.
finishing. And he had 12 Premier League appearances. He did play quite a few games in like tournaments and stuff and cups, but I just
Was you always leading FA Cup goal scorer and then wasn't even in the 18 for the final?
he was a little mad about that. Which I mean, I probably would be too, but I don't know. Oh well. I'm the most I would give him is like a 6, but I think I'm probably gonna give him a 5. I think he was just kind of eh.
All right, Olivier Giroud.
God, dude, this one's another tough one because like he didn't play much. He's 34, especially at that striker position. Like that's getting up there in age. He has absolutely no fucking pace. But the thing about him is that he's the one striker that if he has like a one-on-one or even somebody in his hip pocket, I'm like he's fucking burying this. Like I'm very confident that he's gonna slot this away. He had a banger against. Fuck, who was it that he scored the bike kick?
Shit.
Uh,
It was in the Champions League, wasn't it?
yeah, it was like the first team we played, I want to say.
Was it Atletico Madrid then? Yeah, it was, because remember they called it offside originally,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't offside.
So, like, the thing with him is that he's another guy that's kind of aging like fine wine. It's like he still can produce those fucking wow moments, but he only played 8 Premier League games. I want to say he played like 9 games in the tournaments or cups. He had 4 goals. I'm not gonna put him. No, dude, I'm probably also gonna put him with Tammy. I'm gonna give him a 5. It's just he's getting up there in age. He didn't play a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5.
All right, we are coming down to the final player of this player ratings. I made sure I said best for last earlier. I really mean best for last this time. Mr. Timo Werner.
1. No,
Chill.
Yeah, let me chill. No, okay, so I'm gonna break this down in multiple categories. Engine, I think he is phenomenal. Like he runs. Well, first off, he's fast. All right, Turbo Timo.
He is fast.
They don't call him that for no reason. He's fast as fuck.
To be honest with you, I've never heard anyone fucking call him
Turbo Timo. You've never heard that?
No, I guess that's a Chelsea fan thing.
I've heard that multiple times, but yeah, no, he's fast as fuck, boy. And then he just doesn't stop running, which like it's cool and all, but you also have to have other shit on top of that. So in that department, like if that was all you're looking at, it's like an 8 or a 9. But then you're a striker, you gotta do fucking other shit. Passing, he's okay at it. There are a few times where it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Now here's one of the big things that I think he was really good at was positioning and like drawing defenders with him. So he had decent positioning. He would find pockets, but god damn it, he could not stay on side to save his life. If you had an offsides Timo Werner, fucking he gets like an 8 or a 9. But he couldn't time his runs. It was so frustrating because he should have had so many more goals and he just didn't because he was always fucking offsides. Drawing defenders though with him because they know that he can be good. I think, it was against Man City in the final where he drew somebody like 20 yards towards like the sideline with him and left a hole that Mason Mount just slotted Kai through. Like it looked like damn 20 yards wide. So he's good in that aspect. Like he knows how to get other people open. But if you're going to be our striker number 1, you should be the guy that's like getting the ball and you should be the guy that's finishing. Like, I don't know. And then speaking of finishing, we'll go into that. Dude. If I could fucking give him a 0, like, oh god, it's close, dude. I like finishing. I'd give him like a fucking 3. Like, it was just terrible. I've never seen something so bad for somebody that we paid so much money for, other than like Kepa. But that's a goalie, so it's a different story, dude. I don't know, man. It's abysmal. I'm probably gonna end up giving Timo like a fucking 5, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm giving Timo a fucking 5. That's just how I felt like the whole season was like he had so much potential and he just shit on it because he couldn't score or else he was offsides or he would just make a bad decision and it ruined any good rating that I could give him. So I'm going 5.
All right, and we gotta rate the managers actually to go ahead and rate Lampard first.
I'm gonna give Lampard I'm gonna give him a 4. I think he was below average. Um, he did have some good things, like the whole Mount situation. I think he kind of really brought him into the spotlight, and Mount just kind of ran with it, and he improved a lot this season. There are a few other guys that I think tried to help their case, like Zuma was one of them, and he played decent in the beginning half of the season, but then he just kind of fell off. I don't know, Lampard gets a 4 because I think he just tried shit that just didn't work. Like he tried to experiment too much, and he moved people out of position. One of the ones being like Pulisic, like he would play him at all these different positions. It's like, dude, just play him at his natural spot where he's good at, and he produces, which is the left wing. Sometimes at cam, but mainly left wing. Like that's where he thrives. It's just a 4. He's not a manager. He's a club legend. Don't get me wrong, but not a manager, especially not at Chelsea.
Maybe not yet, at least.
Yeah.
He could be in the future, but just like that was his second job after
Not on that level.
Yeah, there was his second job after only managing Derby County for 2 years.
Yeah.
I just think it was too soon, at least in his career, to manage a club like Chelsea. And then finally Thomas Tuchel.
I gotta think. So I think his tactic is great as long as we can finally break through. If we can't break
Yeah,
through,
if y'all go behind, that's what I think. It's a problem. If y'all go behind, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, because he plays kind of.
That's why I'm interested. Obviously, we're talking about this past season, but I'm interested in seeing how that help holds up next season because teams are going to start figuring y'all out. I think a few teams have. I think more teams are going to start figuring. Now, I think you could always play like that against Man City because I think regardless of Pep's always just going to try and fucking take it to the other team.
Yeah.
He doesn't really give a shit what the other team is good at. But you saw it against Arsenal. Like Arteta was like, "Yo, we literally just have to sit back and defend and hit them on the counter, and they're probably not going to score if we do that."
Yeah.
And I think a couple of the other smaller sides did similar things to y'all. I know West Brom, it doesn't help that y'all went down to 10 men, but they did a really good job of sitting back and counterattacking too. I'd be interested to see if that continues to work next season or if he plans on switching up his tactics at all. Because I don't think that's his thing. I don't think he normally plays like a back. I don't think like Antonio Conte. That's what he plays is a back three everywhere he's been. He played it at Chelsea. He played it at Inter Milan this past season. Everywhere he goes, he plays a back three. But I don't think Tuchel has played a back three everywhere he's been. So I wonder if he was just doing that as like a stopgap this season, or if that's just his thing at Chelsea now. He's going to continue to do it.
Well, I will say, he came in and he took the reins and he fucking turned the ship around. Like it takes a lot to come into a team that was what we were in
ninth, I think.
Yeah,
I think Arsenal were 10th and y'all were 9th because I think I remember that y'all were like a spot or two ahead of us.
Yeah, and I mean, people had high expectations. We were like, look, man, we believe that our team is definitely a top 4 team, so get us fucking back there, and that's exactly what he did. So huge props to him. I rate him as a manager. It looks like all the players respond very well to him, with the exception of a few that obviously didn't get playing time and they believe that they should. Huh?
I don't think Pulisic likes him.
Okay.
No, I got to keep this. I don't think Pulisic likes him because remember when Pulisic scored against Real Madrid and went over and celebrated on the bench? He literally ran past Tuchel and hugged a fucking assistant, and then Tuchel tried to hug Pulisic after the Champions League final, and he kind of shrugged him off. I genuinely don't know if Pulisic likes Tuchel. I don't think he does, to be honest with you.
I hope that's not the case, but
that's just me reading body language. It doesn't seem like he really likes him that much.
Yeah.
I think he might have liked him, but does he like him now? I don't know.
Yeah, because I know he did it at Dortmund, so I figured that would have carried over, but I don't know, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I feel like most of the players respond well to him. He definitely seems like he's a good leader. I loved his tactic this year. The formation, it seemed to work for the most part. And then we were a fucking brick wall on defense once he came in. So I'm going to give him an 8. And the only reason I don't give him any higher is because our attack just was never there. I never felt confident that we were going to destroy a team on the attack. It's like we always win games by a goal, maybe two. So moving forward, I would like to see him try to switch it up a little bit. Maybe find a way to have a better attack. But I
Or
was
maybe
very
buy a new striker.
yeah, fuck, dude, another one. Yeah, no. So yeah, I give him an 8. I thought he did very well for coming into the situation he did.
All right, that's it for the player ratings. But we want to run back through the squad again, just real quickly. It's called keep, sell, or loan. We'll start off where we started off last time. So let's start with a lot of these will be pretty easy to be honest. But start off with Mindy.
Keep easy.
Kepa.
Oh God. So I'm gonna say. I almost want to say loan because I feel like he could be solid at a different club, and if he gets that playing time and he does become solid, he could come back and be like a really good number 2. But fuck, man, I don't know.
Is it worth loaning him though to be a number 2?
Yeah.
Unless you want to loan him to like see if he'll play good, and then that way maybe you can get more money for him if you transferred him after that.
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like his value's just fucking tanked, and I feel like selling him right now just God, it's gonna suck. So yeah, maybe sell. Probably sell. Yeah.
Willie Caballero.
Is that man just gonna retire?
I don't know. Actually, there might have been something. Maybe he has announced that he's retiring. But what would you do with him though?
Fucking, I guess loan.
Okay, you can't loan a 40-year-old.
No, I mean I just keep him for depth.
Okay.
Fuck it, why not?
Right. Fullbacks. Reece James.
Keep easy.
Ben Chilwell.
Keep.
Marcus Alonso.
Keep. I feel like he's kind of one of the leaders. So
it's a decent backup.
Yeah.
Emerson.
He's 26 and he fucking didn't play at all, dude. Honestly,
he's a third choice left back.
Probably loan.
Cesar Azpilicueta.
Keep.
Thiago Silva obviously has signed a new contract, so you are keeping him regardless. But I'm guessing he would have.
Yeah, I'd have kept him.
Antonio Rudiger.
Keep.
Kurt Zuma.
I'm gonna say keep, because I think he is still really good, and I think he's a solid number 2 if we need him at that center back position.
And Andreas Christensen.
I say keep, dude. I was really impressed with what he showed me this year.
Motherfucker's just keeping everyone.
Dude, so the back line I was very impressed with. That's the one thing that I was like, damn, it's really fucking good. Well, it's gonna be different when we get up to attack.
Right? Move into the midfield, N'Golo Kante.
So,
yeah.
Psych! We're keeping that, man.
For $200 million?
Sir.
Jorginho.
I'm going to say keep again. He's kind of like a steady Eddie for us, man. He's solid.
Moving on to Mateo Kovacic.
Keep. And I think that injury just, it kind of fucked with my opinion of him, and then he didn't come back after it and play too much. So, but yeah, I still think he's a solid player. I'm saying keep for Mateo.
Billy Gilmore.
I think if everybody stays healthy in our midfield right now, I wouldn't be opposed to loaning him to get him some more playing time and experience, because I do think that he could turn into a really good talent in the midfield. So I'd say loan.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like should loan him.
Yeah.
Moving on to the number 10s, Mason Mount.
Keep. Easy.
Hakeem Ziyech.
I wouldn't be opposed to selling him, just because he just didn't impress me, man. And I feel like coming from Ajax into the Premier League, it was kind of a shock for him.
I think too, there's certain players that can be really good in other leagues that just don't necessarily fit the Premier League. And when I watch Ziyech play, he just seems kind of weak and not physically strong, and And the Premier League is a very physical league. You might not see like a ton of dirty tackles and stuff, but that doesn't mean that like you don't have to stand in there and battle around. And that's something that I think Pulisic has had to get a lot better at, which means maybe Ziyech could get better at it too. But I think when Pulisic first came in the league, he was the same way. Like he just get bullied off the ball sometimes. Excuse me, jeez. And I think also Billy Gilmore is like that because he's also like 5'3".
Yeah, he's a little
But
short guy.
Gilmore's also 19, and so that's why like he has a little bit more time. Whereas Ziyech is what, like 26,
He's 28.
28. Okay, yeah, he's kind of
That's another reason why I'm also saying maybe sell him. He's
yeah.
he's getting a little up there, but it's not.
I think if you put Ziyech like in the La Liga or Serie A, he'd probably tear shit up.
Yeah, I think he'd thrive.
Kai Havertz.
Keep.
All right, moving on to the attack. We'll start with wingers. I mean, Hudson-Odoi also is a wing back. We'll say he's a winger. So what are you saying for him?
I'm saying loan because I think his value went down, especially if what you were saying about Bayern was right. Yeah, I'm going to say loan because he still has talent and he's really young. He's 20. I think that if we loaned him out to a team that needs a winger, I think he actually would probably do pretty good. And if he did, I would not mind bringing him back on, especially if we were to sell like Ziyech because that's one less player that he has to compete against too. So he'd get more playing time right there.
All right, Christian Pulisic.
Keep.
I say sell him to Arsenal.
Fuck off. He's staying.
All right, moving on to strikers. Olivier Giroud.
The old man.
He did sign a new contract, didn't he?
I think it was a 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
Would you have given him a new contract, though?
Oh, shit. With our strikers, dude? Fucking. Maybe. Just 1 more year. Fuck. But I don't know. Honestly, if we're going to really give Timo, like, another year, be like, look, you got to prove yourself this next year, then fine. So I'd probably say sell Olivier.
Tammy Abraham.
Loan. I think because he's 23. I think he's kind of like a CHO. I think he could thrive on a different team, but there's just too much.
You don't think it's time to sell him though, because he has been on loan before. Like he was on loan at Swansea and I think somewhere else too, and he came back to Chelsea and was just like, he is what he is. So you think he's really going to improve his value anymore?
Maybe not.
It might just be time to cash in.
Yeah, probably sell then.
All right.
I forgot he was on loan already.
Last but not least, once again, Timo Werner.
I think because we paid so much for him, we got to keep him and give him another chance. But fuck, dude, if he does not produce next year, oh god, I don't know. So for right now, I'm saying keep. But god damn it, he's got to show me something.
All right. That wraps up that's coming to the end of the podcast. So that wraps up our Chelsea or Jake's Chelsea review for the 2020-2021 season. Before we get out of here, though, we got to give number one. I think you already said it, but who's your player of the season?
Oh, Mount.
And then who would be your like most improved player from last season to this season, or someone that maybe improved from Lampard to Tuchel?
Jeez, I gotta think about this one. Dude, I almost want to say Mindy is up there. I thought he really proved that he solidified his role as that number one keeper because there was a point where it was like Kepa and Mindy. I could see both of them kind of being just an average number one keeper, but he really proved that he was the number one this year. So he's up there. Do I think he was the most improved though? Hold on, I'm looking. Conte didn't improve. I think he's just fucking fantastic. So I won't say he was the most improved. Reece James, I thought, improved a lot. He's one of them that I'd probably put up there at the top. Rudiger as well, especially since he wasn't even considered a starter and then came in and played really phenomenal. Oh, man, it's tough. I don't know. I might go with Mindy. Just because I always felt confident when he was in goal, and he made really good saves. Didn't make too many mistakes. So,
All right.
yeah, I'm going to go with Mindy.
All right, that comes to the end of this podcast. Something a little bit different. Obviously, if you guys, any of you people are new, any Chelsea fans that are listening to us for the first time, we do release weekly podcasts on Mondays. So we cover the Big Six in the Premier League, as well as the men's national team, which we will be covering heavily over this month. And especially our most recent episode, we uploaded an episode on Monday that is going over the recent triumphant victory of the U.S. over Mexico in the CONCACAF Nations League. So if you are a Chelsea and U.S. men's national team fan, you found the best podcast for you. Make sure you tune into that one. There's a lot of energy on that podcast. I'm sure you'll enjoy listen to our breakdown and our and the way we took it. But yeah, so tune into those every Monday evening releases here in the States if you want to listen to that. And yeah, we appreciate everyone that tuned in. Shout out to any new listeners, and also we're on social media on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Look up Clueless Yanks on all those platforms. You'll find us. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and catch you all on the main podcast.
See y'all later.
Take it easy, everyone.